All right, welcome everybody. It's been a while for us since we had a meeting, so we're going to dive right in. So I need an approval of the minutes for the October 13th, 2020 meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All right, first item of business, 071120, communication requesting the appearance of Chevette Crockram, applicant for an operator's license. We're going to call Mr. Crockram right now.
Actually, I tried calling them for that one today.
Okay.
I left him a message, but no one answered or got back to me, so I don't have a reliable number to call tonight.
All right, well, do you think the letter they got, do you believe?
I haven't had any mail returned yet.
All right, well, we'll defer, if it's okay, we'll defer this one for this week and move on with this. Is that okay with you guys? You need a motion?
Motion to defer. Motion to defer.
Need a second? All right, all in favor? All right.
All right.
Aye.
Next item, 079420, communication requesting the appearance of Devonna Simpson, applicant for an operator's license, working in the 1st District.
And I do have a number for her, so 1 second.
Tell me when.
1 minute, get this out. Okay.
All right, can you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear to tell the truth? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you are here because you either provided a false statement on your license application or have been convicted of at least one offense which disqualifies you for a license. As a result, you are generally disqualified from obtaining an operator's license unless you can demonstrate to us that you have been rehabilitated and that there was good cause for the false statement. We'll start with the police department's background check, and then you'll have an opportunity to address the committee.
Okay.
Officer Webb?
Hi. Reference Ms. Simpson. She will be disqualified under 4 and 5. 5, she did not disclose her 2004 delinquency of child conviction or her 2008 disorderly conduct conviction. Additionally, she has charges pending for failure to cause child to attend school and neglecting the child. What she is convicted would disqualify her also under condition number 4.
All right, I'm going to ask you a question, Sergeant Webb. These charges, are they still pending from 2018?
When we got thing and I looked them up, they're still pending. Unless she has something since we got the background check, she may have more information as to whether or not the situations have been dissolved or reconciled.
All right. Ms. Simpson, can you explain any of this stuff to us?
Yes, I did not realize I did any kind of false statement. I asked multiple times when I called down to the city of clerks, how far back did I have to go when it came to my criminal record? And I figured 2004 was such a long time ago. To be honest with you, I even forgot about it. But I did CCAT myself, and I was told that I didn't have to go back that far. And as far as the charges that are pending at this moment, that was from my son missing kindergarten more than 10 days. And that should have been solved and handled a long time ago. But I've had some, I don't know how to explain it, some discrepancies with public defenders and communications. So that's the only reason that's still going. I did also send in an email with, letters of recommendation, my bachelor's degree, and all the, the great things in growth and the maturity that I've obviously been through since those years of misdemeanors and disorderly conduct as well.
All I have here. All right, I'm sorry. This is part of it?
I did send it to the committee before the meeting.
Okay. Okay, so we have a thing that's certificate of completion for her license. We also have as an official document of Colorado Technical University, but it doesn't really say anything. Okay. Yeah, this is a little.
Oh.
Okay. All right, she's got a degree here. It's from the Colorado Technical University. The Board of Trustees, upon the recommendation of the faculty, has conferred upon Devonna Simpson the degree of Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, concentration in management, with all the rights, privileges, and honors appearing thereof, granted on the 7th day of November, 2019. So, that's all well and good, but I don't know if that fixes the other stuff. Is there any questions from the committee members? Jeff, Alder Peterson? Sorry.
Yes, a question for Attorney New. It seems like a misunderstanding as far as the going back to 2004, as far pertaining to the 2018. Can we hold something against somebody that is still pending? They haven't been convicted of anything.
So to answer, I think there are two separate questions in there. As far as going back to something that was in 2004, depending on what that incident is, for example, if it's a misdemeanor or an ordinance conviction, that would not be held against that person. It's qualify them is not disclosing that conviction or stating that they didn't have a conviction when they had one going that far back. So the conviction that far back doesn't disqualify them, but the false statement might. As far as pending charges, there is something in the policy guidelines that states if that person is convicted of the pending charges and those convictions disqualify them under the guidelines, they would be disqualified for a license. So in this case, because the charges are still pending, the committee can choose to defer until the charges are done, or it could choose to grant the license despite the charges that are pending. But if she is convicted, she may be disqualified. So at this point, it may be considered by the committee.
Okay.
And I understand there's also, I got an email out late, the letter of recommendation or vouching for Mr. Nicholson to be employer, vouches for her.
I was just going to ask that. Cause
my understanding is she has licenses in other communities as well. Could Ms. Simpson talk to that, please, if you've been bartending elsewhere?
I've had my bartender's license since I was 18 years old. It just recently expired when I got this new position a few months back. So, yeah, I've always been great in the community. I've been bartending. This is an industry that I enjoy. It's just a small hiccup.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Jeff, a question for you. What did Doug have to say? I didn't check my emails today.
Doug,
never mind.
Vouch for.
He got a letter.
Vouch for. Yeah.
I don't know if everyone has this. It says, "Dear Alderpersons, please consider granting the bartender license for Devonna Simpson. She has been very honest with me about her mistakes that were made over 12 years ago. She has been licensed in the surrounding communities and has not had any infractions while bartending or serving alcohol. So, Attorney Newell?
Alderman Peterson, just to clarify what I said before, I probably wasn't clear. If she is convicted of those would disqualify her. But at this point, because she's not convicted, they can't be held against her, but the remainder of the convictions on there can. So if you take a look at her application and her list of convictions, you can choose to deny her based on the other reasons. But if you choose to deny her just based on the pending charges, those would have to wait until she's been convicted of those. Does that make sense? So because there are multiple reasons for the denial itself can't be based on the pending charges because she has not been convicted of those at this time. Not those specific charges.
Understood, thank you.
Any other questions? All right. Alder Horton?
Mr. Chair, yeah, I have a question. This for Ms. Simpson. How long will this case be? How long is this case still pending or going on? Or how long? What's been the process of this coming to some type of closure, besides the public defender and all that?
We just went to court November 20th, and my public defender did ask for a further date so that she can go over the doctor's excuses and medical record and things that I do have to provide to the court because I keep getting a new public defender. So they're not aware of my case every time I go to a hearing. So hopefully this time this will be it. It'll be in December.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, I'd take a motion. Go ahead, Alder Peterson.
Motion to approve.
We have a second.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Oh. All right, good luck, Ms. Simpson. Go ahead with your license.
Oh my goodness, thank you guys so much.
The city clerks will mail this to you. All right, the city clerks will mail this to you in the next couple of days.
Thank you. I apologize for all the trouble.
That's okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Moving on. 076820, communication requesting the appearance of Krista Hall, applicant for an operator's license, working in the 1st District. All right, we're all set. All right, first thing I'm going to do, can you raise your right hand, please?
Yes.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
You are here because you either provided a false statement on your license application or have been convicted of at least one offense which disqualifies you for a license. As a result, you are generally disqualified from obtaining an operator's license unless you can demonstrate to us that you have been rehabilitated and that there was good cause for the false statement. We will start with the police department's background check, and then you will have an opportunity to address the committee.
Okay.
Go ahead, Sergeant Webb.
All right, Ms. Hall is disqualified under guidelines number 5 because she did not disclose her charges, or I'm sorry, her convictions for obstructing, bail jumping, and retail theft.
All right, can you explain why you failed to put these in there?
Okay, so what happened was, usually when I do a background check, I usually CCAP myself and get the information off of there. When I went on there, there was nothing there. As you can see, the last charge was like 2005, and I just got that from the paper I received from you all in the mail. So that was 15 years ago. I just didn't remember, but I knew that I had the retail theft charge. So I called to the city clerk's office, and I explained to the lady I spoke with, I said, you know, ma'am, I said, when I CCAP myself, I said, I'm trying to do the background check. I said, and when I CCAP myself, I don't see anything. I said, but I know that I have this charge. You know, what should I do? She said, well, ma'am, you have to answer that as best as possible and as truthfully as possible because, you know, they go off of that and you could be disqualified. So what I did was put what I remembered. I didn't have anything else to go by. Now, I am a government employee. I work for the Postal Service. I'm literally at work as we speak. When I did my background check for the post office, I did it off of CCAP. You know, that was the only way I really knew how to get it without having to pay for it because I really can't afford to pay for it. I'm a single parent of 3 children. So I did what I thought was best. It wasn't that I was falsifying anything. All I put was what I could remember. And that's when I got the letter back saying, you know, that I had been disqualified. So even going back to the obstruction charge, honestly, I can't even remember the circumstances behind it, when, you know, I got or anything. The charges just are old charges. I've been a very productive member of the community. I drove the Racine City Bus for 7.5 years. I've been here at the Postal Service for 3.5 years. I was just looking to get an operator's license so that I can probably get a part-time job and, you know, have some extra finances coming in to take care of me and my children. There was absolutely no reason whatsoever for me to falsify anything. I just simply didn't remember and had no other way of obtaining the information.
Oh, I can understand of it. They're 15 to 20 years old.
That's what I'm saying. The last one was 15 years ago. All of them are misdemeanors, none are felonies. I just simply didn't remember. You know, I remembered the retail. I'm like, I got a retail theft. I couldn't remember the dates, the time, anything, you know, but I told the lady then, you know, and she was like, you got to do the best you can and put, you know, everything as possible on there. So that's what happened.
And you may not have even have been called in on this item except for the fact that you didn't list all of them. You just listed retail theft ones. So is there any questions from the committee members? Maurice?
I just want to say, Mr. Chair, I think that, you know, 15 years she's working for a government agency. I don't have, I don't have any qualms of approving it unless the other 2 committee members do. 15 years is a long time. It looks as if she made a decent effort to call, at least check in with the clerks to find out what was her next steps to make sure that she wasn't falsifying anything.
Right.
So I would like to make a motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve, but Alderman Peter, your second, you got anything that you want to add, Alderman Peterson? Your hand is up. All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. All right, good luck, Ms. Hall. The city clerks will send this out in the mail to you in the next couple of days.
Thank you so much.
And like I said, it was just because you didn't list it. We never want to have you here again.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
All right, then. Thank you.
Have a good evening. Happy holidays.
You too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Item 079-520, communication requesting the appearance of Evan Coates, applicant for an operator's license working in the 13th district. Yep. All right. First off, can you raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You are here because you either provided a false statement on your license application or have been convicted of at least one offense which disqualifies you for a license. As a result, you are generally disqualified in obtaining an operator's license unless you can demonstrate to us that you have been rehabilitated and there was good cause for the false statement. We'll start with the police department's background check, and then you will have an opportunity to address this committee. Go ahead, Sergeant Webb.
Okay, so for the prior applicant, I was trying to chime in just to kind of let the older persons know that when people do background checks, stuff that are non-criminal, like a municipal citation, sometimes those don't show up on CCAP. So it might, like the other young lady, Ms. Hall, was saying, some of that stuff don't come up. And the only reason I'm able to find it because we do kind of a different background check. And I just wanted to chime that in for the prior applicant, just so you guys kind of understand that. For Mr. Coates, he's disqualified under number 5 of the guidelines because he did not disclose his 2014 possession of THC conviction, which was a non-criminal offense.
All right. So, Mr. Coates, on your application, it says, have you ever been convicted of any offenses? You do not have to include minor traffic offenses, and you circle and you put no.
Right.
So why would you do that if you knew you had this against you?
Because it was just a misdemeanor. It wasn't a criminal charge, or I wasn't incarcerated or anything, so I didn't know that was in there.
Yeah, well, any charge for anything you're arrested for, you have to list. I mean, you know, if this happens again, if you go through this.
It wasn't like I was intentionally doing it. I just didn't realize that was relevant to the question. But I did email the clerk of Racine last night, including my ticket and the evidence that I paid for my ticket in 2014.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you paid quite a hefty fine, didn't you?
Yeah, I think it was $250, I believe.
On here it says, hold on, it says $1,250.60.
That was a total because there was multiple charges. It was one court date.
Oh, there was multiple charges and it only came back as one?
Well, that's the only one that popped up on the background check because other ones were they're traffic violations. It was driving without a license and failure to show up in court, which I had a warrant for that I didn't realize and got picked up for that. And then that was found in my vehicle, which I'm not even sure was mine or not. But all that's been taken care of, 6 years ago. So.
All right. Any questions from any of the committee?
I mean, I guess just.
Well, I'm asking the committee. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm asking the committee members if they have any questions.
Okay.
Maurice, go ahead.
Yep. I have a question. Do you have somewhere in mind that you're planning on working? Once you get your license, You have a place that or are you already working somewhere?
And I do have a job at a pool hall and Racine bartending 3 nights a week.
Okay.
And I'm sure this is so you can bartend by yourself?
Yeah, so my hours have been cut down to 1 night a week because my owner doesn't want to stay there, you know.
And this is at Outbreak Billiards on Lathrop Avenue.
Yes.
Any questions? I would entertain a motion.
To approve.
We have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. Well, good luck, Mr. Coates. City clerks will be sending this license in the mail, and they should be receiving it in the next few days.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right. All right, item 79620, communication requesting the appearance of Casey Nelson, applicant for an operator's license, working in the 1st District. No, we'll wait till we're gonna defer this item till the end of the meeting, and then we'll try one more time. All right. Next item of business, 070220, communication on behalf of the Public Safety and Licensing Committee, requesting the appearance of Tarplaw Carver, agent for Veros LLC, at 211 6th Street to get an updated status report for construction completed with discussion on whether or not to cause to deny renewal. They turned in their license today, so there is no reason to call these folks. And I guess I would ask for a motion to receive and file on this item.
Move to receive and file.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right. Next item of business, 071020, communication on behalf of the Public Safety and Licensing Committee requesting the appearance of Fides Wagner Richardson, agent for Ray's Boom Boom Room, located at 1102 Mound Avenue, pursuant to a formal expression of concern, and also requesting consideration of rescinding the formal expression of concern, 8th District. The first thing we're going to do is hear from Attorney New. I don't know why I keep saying that. It's Arn. I apologize.
So, committee members, with respect to this particular premises located at 1102 Mount Avenue, some questions have been raised about who actually owns, manages, and operates the bar. And because this matter will determine how the committee will go forward, what I'd like to do with the permission of the chair is I can start out by asking questions of the caller to clarify the specific issue. Once we get that settled, I'll pass it back to the committee to deal with the nuisance issue. So if that's okay, I'd like to do it that way.
Everyone okay with that? Okay. All right. Let's call them. forgetting that.
All right.
The first thing we're gonna do is our city attorney is gonna,
Would you, Mama, let me turn my noise down, please.
all right?
Sure, let us know when you can hear us. You're ready.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll turn my noise down.
Thank you. You are Mr. Fides Wagner Richard, correct?
Yeah, I'm Fred Wagner Richardson. How can I help you?
Okay. My name is Attorney Aaron. I'm calling from the City Attorney's Office as Chair Alderman Cole stated. You are being called to the Public Safety and Licensing Committee. I do have a few questions for you before the committee gets started. So I'm going to start with your mailing address. Can I get your updated mailing address, please?
Yes, 1120 Mound Avenue,
Okay.
Racine.
Is there an upper or a lower or an
No,
apartment
it's a
number?
home.
Okay. And that's Racine.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's a
and
home.
the best contact number for you, would this be this number that we just called you at?
Yes, that's the landline.
Okay. All right. So, sir, at this time, do you currently own or operate the business at 1102 Mount Avenue?
Yes, we own a number of buildings. That's one of the buildings. Yes, it is.
But the premise specifically located at 1102 Mount Avenue, you own and operate that building at this time, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And has the name of the business changed?
No, it has
Blues
not.
R&B? I'm sorry.
No,
If you could-
the name has not
Sorry.
changed.
Okay. I'm just going to interrupt for a second. It's really difficult for me to hear you if I'm still talking. So if you don't mind, if you could wait until I'm finished with my question before you answer, that would make it easier
Okay.
for everyone to hear us,
Well,
okay?
well, let me, if I can, adjust my hearing aid. I wear a control, but maybe because y'all have a special phone there because I'm hard of hearing.
Sure.
and
Let me
maybe
know
I
when you're
have
ready
that-
and you've adjusted it.
Okay. Let me adjust. Okay, go right ahead, please.
Okay, thank you. So you stated that the name of the business has not changed, correct?
That is correct.
And do you know why there's a different sign in front of the building with the name of Ray's Boom Boom Room?
Oh, no. What happened is that the name Boom Boom among minority people, that's a very what would you call it? It was a movie, and it was about the Boom Boom Room, the Ray's Boom Boom Room, and it was like a sort of a sports bar. And if you would probably Google it, you would see in the minority community, every city probably has something that was named Boom Boom. We kind of copy that.
Okay,
But
so
it's
my
never-
question, sir, is has the name of the business changed from Blues R&B?
No, I answered that before, ma'am. I said no, it has not. If you take a look
Okay.
at the building, and you asked me why, and I was trying to explain why.
Okay, thank you for that. So other than that, has there been any change to the business plan that was submitted for Blues R&B to the committee?
No. Only thing we did was we put some TV screens in because that's part of the Boom Boom concept. But if you would look, I don't know who I was. That's what I think where that came from with the Ray's Boom Boom Room. There's a bar in Milwaukee, and like a nightclub, and ourselves, and we ordered the same Boom Boom sign, and they mistaken the sign. If anyone, you have an officer to go by the front of the building as of now, you will see that has been corrected a long time. It still says Boom Boom Room, but it says Blues and R&B. But the
you've answered my
activity-
question on that. Okay, thank you.
Pardon?
You've answered my questions on that. So I'm going to move on to the next one. Are you still managing the business then, and how often are you there at the premises to manage the business?
I'm in and out of there quite often. We're in and out of there quite often. We have a young man, Gerard Taylor, who he operates a number of disabled homes here in the city of Racine, and he has a great reputation. And so we've asked him to assist us in getting that to be into the boom boom thing, because that way we wanted to get in on something that was hot. So he suggested we put in more TV screens.
Okay, so when you say that you're
I'm in and out of there every day. Every day I'm in and out of there. Yes.
Okay. And can I get the name of your manager, please? The one that you were just referring to.
Yeah. Yes. Well, he's not so much a manager. We just got some ideas and things from him, and his name is Gerard Taylor. If you can give me a moment, I can get his number and everything for you.
That's good. That's not necessary at this time. You can always get me that information later on. Who is your general manager then? Would it be yourself?
No. We manages it, but we asked him for ideas because he's a younger man, and my wife is 60, I'm 79, so we want to try to be current. So that's why we would talk to him to get ideas.
So you still manage the premises yourself, correct?
Yes.
And you're still operating it as Blues R&B is what you're saying?
Yeah, that's the name on the front. If you have, that's what I was trying to say. If you would have an officer to pass by and take a photo of it, you'd see it says a boom boom room, and then below that it says Blues R&B.
I understand that, sir. I understand that, sir. Thank you. And do you understand that are you allowing anyone else to use your alcohol license to sell alcohol?
Do I do what?
Are you allowing anyone else to use your license to sell alcohol?
No. We call we have Gerard to when we like to place orders for him, because they give us ideas on that. Gerard there, he does that. He places the orders for him. He suggests hiring, the type of bartenders we should hire, and we rely on him quite well. Quite a lot.
What do you mean place orders for you? You're still managing it. He's just helping you with it, correct?
Yes, but what he has to, that's what he does. He'll order. We have him to place the orders.
Place the orders for what exactly?
Well, if he need, he checks the food and let us know what the status are. We look at the books, and then we decide that then order the food. And the same thing, like, the liquor, then order the liquor.
Okay.
When the bills and things come there, we provide him with the money to take care of just like you would. I guess most people would.
You've answered my question on that. Okay. So you understand that you are not allowed to let anyone else use your alcohol license. Otherwise, your license will be revoked. Do you understand that, sir?
I've always have. I let no one else use my liquor license.
Okay. And you also understand that allowing anyone else to use your alcohol license is a criminal offense, which is punishable with a maximum sentence of 90 days imprisonment and a $1,000 fine?
No, I wasn't aware of that, but if I may ask, how having a person like the way I described it, is that something illegal?
Allowing anyone else to use your alcohol license to sell alcohol is illegal. Licenses are not transferable. No one else can use your license. So as the licensee, as the person who is granted permission from the city of Racine to sell alcohol, it has to be your business. It has to be under your management. So you are the person that is responsible. Okay?
Yes. May I ask, pardon me, ma'am.
Yes.
May I ask a question, please?
Yes, go ahead.
Oh, thank you. If I tell him to place an order, I cannot that's what I did, but that was wrong?
No, sir, that's not what I'm saying, okay? You can manage the bar however you'd like. However, we did get information from various sources that the business has been sold to someone else, that it is being operated by someone else that is not yourself. And if that is the case, that is illegal, and that would be a criminal offense for
Oh,
which
whether,
you
no,
could
that's
be
not the
convicted
case
of.
at all.
Okay. And
If
you
you
do
would, ma'am, if you would look, I guess if one would check with the people who record the sell of property and things, that would show that I own it.
Sir, I'm not doubting you. I'm just letting you know the information that we received. That's why I'm asking questions to clarify the issue before the committee moves on, okay? And you do understand, sir, that as the licensee, you are responsible for everything that goes on at the premises as it relates to the possession, sale, and delivery of alcohol? Just a simple yes or no.
Yes, we are the responsible parties.
Yes.
We've been doing it for 40-some years, ma'am. We always know we are the responsible parties.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have. So at this point, now that we've clarified that issue, I'm going to go on to read the section for the formal expression of concern, and then the committee is going to ask you questions, all right? So again, you're under oath. So at this point, you have been called here today because the committee has received one or more concerning incidents at your establishment. As a result, the committee has issued a formal expression of concern against you under Section 6-27 of the ordinance. If you are issued 2 or more of these in a 6-month period, or 3 or more in a 1-year period, you will be referred to the city attorney's office for further disciplinary proceedings. We'll start with the police department's summary. After that, you'll have an opportunity to address the committee. You are not required to discuss the specific incidents unless you wish, but you do have to tell the committee how you plan to address the issue going forward. So with that, I would ask Sergeant Webb.
Sergeant Webb, could you please give us what you have?
Yes, sir. Good morning. What I have here is a call history report for 1102 Mound Avenue. What we need to understand is this report was generated from July 1st to December 22nd. The reason that's important is I spoke with one of the sergeants that works third shift today, and because of short notice, he wasn't able to be here tonight to speak to his experience dealing with this item personally. Just a disclaimer, as I always tell you guys, I have no investment in the business. I just want them to be a good neighbor. So when we start with this, we go back to September 19th, and the first call is the ordinance violation, in which officers go out there for ordinance violation. Ultimately, they find when officers attempted to enter the bar, they were initially stopped by the bartender who advised they couldn't come in. The officers were ultimately able to enter and verify the license. The officer cited the bartender for the closing hours violation, and that was 3:15 a.m. The second incident was the next day, where officers just provided extra attention to the bar, nothing noted or mentioned. And we go to September 30th, in which there was a civil trouble within the bar. The caller stated she went outside and was sitting in her car, grabbed her firearm. And during the course of the argument, someone took her firearm and discharged around in front of the bar. That lady later came to the bar later on October 1st and advised that she had retrieved her firearms from that incident from the person that had took it. We go to October 3rd, a man with the gun. Officers responded to the bar, referenced a man with a gun. The caller stated someone put a gun on her inside the bar. Ultimately, it was determined that no firearm was displayed, and the caller was upset because she was asked to leave the bar. Also on the 3rd, officers responded to the bar, reference a tavern check. The officer just went over some of the general complaints they were having at the bar in reference to the prior incidents. We go to October 5th. That was a theft of a cell phone that occurred at the bar. We go to October 7th, a wanted party at the bar. We go to October 10th, which was, again, a man with a gun at the bar. Upon officers' arrival, they didn't locate the fight, but there was about 50 people around the bar, which required officers to assist in clearing. The last incident noted in that time frame was the October 18th incident, in which the officers responded to the bar for a shots fired incident. Officers advised that upon arriving, they didn't observe the shots fired, but they observed 30 to 40 people standing around the bar. The officer advised the group was loud and disorderly. The officer advised the door to the bar was locked, and it took staff over officers over 15 minutes. It took staff over 15 minutes to allow officers inside the bar. For this bar, and I have to speak from the fact that I've been doing this for almost 3 years now, there's numerous reports outside of this in which officers have been denied access to the bar, to where they've had bar staff tell them they're not allowed to be in there, and they've had other incidents to where the bar simply locks its door and doesn't allow officers to enter. Outside of having that sergeant come here tonight to speak on experiences directly, the police department as a whole has generated and seen to the fact that in a 90-day time frame, this bar has qualified and was sent a letter reference being a nuisance property. I just ask that the committee look at that in hindsight to what the police department is trying to do to address this issue, and just understand that not only was it required that you individuals call these guys in, but that the police department is looking to file this property as a nuisance property, just based on the behavior of the bar.
Okay. I'm sorry, I was cutting you off, but I would like to respond, if possible, to that, to what the incidents that you're referring to, if possible.
You can, but
if I'm allowed to.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you explain that they were open after hours and not letting officers in. I don't think there's any explaining that away.
Well, may I respond?
Yes, you may.
Okay. What happened is that the first one there on the ordinance violation, we own it. What happened there is that when we close the bar, we have people coming back knocking on the bar, wanting to use the bathroom, and they even claim like they are police. The bartender ran downstairs to get someone and to find out what was going on and what she should do, and that whether they was knocking at the door. The officer said, "It's the police, open the door," and she opened the door, but she did not do that like she should have. And as far as that ordinance violation, we own it. We're guilty of it totally. I just wanted to explain what the circumstances was around that, around the ordinance violation. Now, if I may go with extra attention, okay, the bar closes at that day. The bar closed at 2:00, and we have a no loitering sign out, and why people would be milling around, according to the information we have, why people would be milling around at 3:00 and the bar's been closed over an hour, I do not know why that would be. And as far as the traffic incident, I was not aware that I was under the impression that something happened in traffic somewhere, and somehow we're responsible for it, but I didn't know exactly what the traffic incident was. And the assault report, people we had asked to leave out of our bar because we know that they were going to be causing a problem, and we asked them to leave out of the bar, and they did leave out of the bar, but then my understanding is they created a ruckus outside. Now, if someone has information like that they feel that the police department should know, we think that by all means they should, but report that. But by informing the police, the law enforcement about something that is wrong or something there, I don't know how that it should be reported to law enforcement, but I don't know how it should be made.
Alderperson Cole?
Yes.
Okay.
Hold on, sir. Sergeant Webb wants to speak.
Okay. Alderperson Cole. Alderperson. I understand what he's saying, but for the extra attention, he's right. It occurred at 3:20 a.m. on a Sunday morning, which would have been a Saturday night, which means the bar would have probably closed at about 2:30, which all bars are required to close. One of the issues they're having with this bar is that none of the calls to service we've gotten has come from the bar. So we've had these incidents, and we had other incidents, and like I say all the time, if I can't pin it to the bar, it doesn't go to the bar. To where they've had other incidents, but none of them has ever come from the bar. We're not getting the bartender calls. The bartender's not calling us. Security's not calling us. No one's calling us requesting efforts to clear out the crowd. The report shows that they simply go inside the bar and they lock the door, and they're not opening it for police officers. The one incident, they're telling the police, you're not allowed to be here. So, and that's just what I want you guys to understand. They're telling the police they can't be there. So it's not that they're confused. And sir, and to be honest, this may be news to you too. So as a whole, this is information we want you to hear too. I'm very open. You can call me anytime. Like I tell everybody, if I can't get the answers for you, I'll find someone that will. So this may be eye-opening to you, but this is what they're currently dealing with since about September. I talked to the third shift sergeant today. He wasn't able to be here because he had some other obligations, but he's prepared to generate another report because, as you probably received, the police department sent out a nuisance letter for the property. He said the problem hasn't subsided. I spoke with the lieutenant of third shift today, and he said they still had issues after the bar over the weekend, and they were hoping the cold weather quelled it. So this is not a past incident, sirs. This is a current event. That's all. Sorry to interrupt.
Can I speak, Alder Cole? I don't know if you can see the hand raising.
Yeah, go ahead, Alderwoman Lemke.
Okay. I just wanted to let you know, just because I'm not sure if you can see the hand raise thing electronically. It seems to me that there's enough information here that we should just keep this on the books, and if there's not any problems going forward, they won't have any penalties. But if there are, it's already on the books that there's concerns. I think, to me, what Sergeant Webb said is concerning enough that I think it just needs to stay as is, and we just need to file the report.
And just to let you know, I've received multiple calls from the sergeant from third shift because of this place. And so, so what I guess we're asking for is we should file a formal expression of concern for this item. So I would ask for that. Oh, hold upon.
The committee has already issued a formal.
Okay, so we did. Okay.
So at this point, the committee has several options. It could either receive and file the item, which remains as a mark against them. It could also rescind the formal expression of concern, as it has done in the past. One of the other options, too, that's not mentioned too often is, in addition to receiving and filing the item and marking it down as a mark, I would ask the committee to consider sending this licensee to a Good Neighbors meeting. We have the Good Neighbors meeting for that purpose. It's not just for new licensees. It's also to deal with current problems such as this. I think that would be a good opportunity for the licensee to come in to speak, with the police department being there, with the city attorney's office being there, with all the other departments being there, so that we can discuss what the issue is and try to resolve it. Because clearly it is becoming an issue, and even if the committee doesn't take any action, it looks like the police department has taken separate action. So there are multiple paths that it could go on, and I think it's important that the licensee come into a meeting so that we can discuss all these things. That's what I would ask for as well.
Okay.
Alderpersons?
Yes.
Again, it's, like I said, I've been doing this for almost 3 years now. When I get sergeants calling me about this because they're concerned about it, I feel I need to express that to you guys.
Yeah.
We've had a wide variety of things that go on in the city, but I can say this, and this is just my personal opinion, we've really never had a bar refuse to let the police in. To this day, I've never had as many sergeants talk to me or contact me and reference this this bar. So the owner, he may not be aware of these things. And like the city attorney said, a good neighbors meeting might work for him because these are things that may be new to him. But what needs to be stated on behalf of the police department is this behavior cannot continue because I don't care about the business. They are not being good neighbors. And like I said, since the day I stepped foot on this committee, that's all I'm concerned about is you being a good neighbor. And I can't say they are being just based on the police reports, just based on the calls. I'll get 2 police reports and 5 calls from third shift trying to explain to me what happened. I just want you guys to take that into consideration for what it's worth.
No, I totally understand, Sergeant Webb.
May I make a motion?
Sure can.
Thank you. So I would motion to receive and file the report, keeping the formal expression of concern and with the understanding that there needs to be a good neighbors meeting.
Do we have a second? Mr. Horton? All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
You could unmute the.
Okay, you can. Just to let you know, sir, so you're going to be getting a call to come to a good neighbors meeting, and we're just putting you on notice that this isn't going to be tolerated anymore. I got so many calls from the police department that they just, most of our police services have been going over there for the past few months. So whether you realized it or not, I hope you do now, sir.
So the next Good Neighbors meeting is actually next Tuesday, December 1st, sir. And there are time slots open for 3:15, 3:45, and 4:15. Are you able to make any of those times? It's going to be by phone or video.
Oh, I can make any time. I'm trying to get a pencil here to write it down here.
All right, I'm going to put you down for 3:15, the earliest time slot. So that's going to be next Tuesday, December 1st at 3:15. And I have your contact number, so I will be contacting you to get you more details prior to that meeting.
Okay, I would need you to, if you would, I got the 3:15. What day was that, please?
That's next Tuesday, December 1st.
Tuesday, December the 1st at 3:15, and the
Yes,
location,
sir.
please?
It's going to be by phone, so we'll be contacting you at this number.
I'm sorry, that's another phone board up here. It will be where again, please?
It will be conducted by phone or video, so you just need to stay by this phone. We'll be calling you at that time.
Okay, oh, I see. Next Tuesday, December 1st at 3:15.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then, of course, I'm holding the receiver now, but my phone has the speaker thing there, then, of course, somewhere we all can hear, and I'll be ready, and if it's okay with you to put it on the speakerphone.
Yeah.
Sure, you can do that at that time. Thank you.
No, like I said, sir, I hope you take this, don't take this lightly because it's really starting to be a dangerous situation also for the police department. So we'll get back to you next week.
Make sure they don't have any problems.
No. What's that? Go ahead.
Sir, even though the meeting can't be held until next Tuesday, it's really important that you keep the premises under control this weekend. So that will make a huge difference as well in terms of how we go forward or how the police department deals with this going forward in terms of the nuisance premises call. So please keep that in mind as this weekend approaches.
Okay.
All right, and thank you again for your time, sir. They'll be contacting you next Tuesday.
Okay, well, thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right. We're going backwards to item 79620, communication requesting the appearance of Casey Nelson, applicant for an operator's license. Just saying.
Figure it out soon enough.
You ain't getting nobody there. Answer.
Oh my gosh. I don't like this.
While we're waiting, does anybody else have trouble opening that application? I was able to open everything else on my email except that Nelson application. I got the letter to appear for the violation, but I wasn't able to open the application itself. Anybody else have that problem?
I didn't really check today.
I have it, but I had to like unblock my pop-up blocker. I don't know if that's an issue.
All right, thank you.
All right. I guess for this item, this is the first time I would entertain a motion to defer this for 2 weeks.
Move to defer.
Second.
Motion. All those in favor, say aye. All right. Moving on. Kind of going to do these last things together. Items 72120, 73720, and 79820. Communication on behalf of the City of Racine Police Department Liaison of the Public Safety and Licensing Committee requesting the consideration of the licensed premise reports for 10/27, 11/10, and 11/24. Go ahead, Sergeant Webb. Anything pop out at you besides Ray's Boom Boom?
No, that was that was a big part of it. It's just the resources that required to address those issues. I think it just needs to be said and understood. At some point, this is an information process. As the owner of Ray's Boo Boo Room may not know that, and I know on my end for the police department, we will address the issue with the name. But that was the name that was given to officers when they responded to that location. Other than that, unless you guys have anything else you would like me to look in deeper detail to and get back to you, everything else was ordinary.
I got a question for you, Sergeant Webb. Do you know how many hours or how much man hours were spent out there approximately in the last couple of months?
Well, so the way this goes is, as we've kind of talked and discussed, generally we don't attribute extra attention to the bar and stuff like that. And a lot of times you'll have officers just sit in the area and not initiate calls for service. The problem is, like I said before, I'll look it up and there'll be 2 reports for the bar, but I'll get 4 or 5 voicemails saying that, hey, is there anything you guys can do about this? Is there anything you can look into this? So while the officers themselves aren't generating the calls for service, that's kind of a linchpin in which they base their weekends on. So where, again, you guys all know Hans. He's the lieutenant on 3rd shift, where I get emails from him, I get conversations from him, I get calls from him, I get texts from him, just kind of keeping me abreast of what's going on there, to the point that they've tried going to talk to whoever runs that place, which was the check, and they expressed the concerns, but the behavior continued. And that's, that was the only thing. I think for the other bar, we had already talked, neighborhood bar, we had already talked to them in terms of our concerns. And that's it.
Yeah. I mean, I said I got a call from Maceman on this thing, and I've never gotten a call for him, so I know this thing is serious. So, but everything else on here, nothing really jumps out at you?
No, I just would continue to ask you guys that if you receive information from your constituents, that someone generates a call for service, just so I can have it and I can put it on a report.
Okay, I appreciate that. Any questions from the committee for Sergeant Webb? All right, thank you, Sergeant Webb, very much. I appreciate it. So I guess I would entertain a motion to receive and file these items.
Motion to receive and file.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Well, that's it for tonight, guys.
Thank
Nice
you.
meeting. Thanks a lot. We'll see you guys and have a happy Thanksgiving.
You as well.
All right.